We got another new trailer of Bel-Air Season 3, and each one of these trailers just keeps getting me more excited to check out the new season. They even had Childish Gambino Feels Like Summer playing in the background, and I'm not gonna front, it really fit the trailer. First up, starting with Will, we hear him say, "You always told me I was in control of my destiny," and the person who I think he's talking to is Aunt Viv. He might be questioning what he wants to do in the future because in a trailer when he's training, it seems like he's struggling a little bit. And then we see, which is a surprise to me, Lou is back. Will ran into him at some food spot. Next, we hear Lou tell Will he left behind basketball. That was his way out of the hood. That was the only good thing in his life, and he sees his son making the same mistake as him, and there's nothing that he could do about it. Will might be overdoing it when it comes to basketball and it's messing him up, or he might be focusing too much on basketball. Lou takes notice of this, and what I got from it was that he would want his son to have something else besides just basketball in case it doesn't work out, and so it doesn't have an effect on his life like it did him. Lou might be thinking he can't really tell Will anything because he wasn't there for him like he should have been. Maybe some of the things that Lou says could reach him and help him out, or it could change him and mess things up. And that could lead him to go talk to Aunt Viv about him being in control of his destiny. Will and Carlton this summer, they working a job. Uncle Phil said they got some free time and he suggested that the both of them work at the country club. Carlton was shocked. "Yeah, Carlton, you gotta go there. After what happened last season, he not about to let you sit around the house or do whatever you want to do." Lisa will be working as a lifeguard, but things won't be that easy for Will. She was yelling at him that he doesn't know what he wants, and in another scene, it shows him looking at Jackie. There's gonna be trouble in their relationship. I thought they were gonna be cool for a little while, but something pops up. Maybe it's his feelings for Jackie. I mean, it was kind of quick how he switched from Jackie to Lisa, and him being around the both of them could throw things off for him. Will in this season, it seems like he's gonna have to do some thinking and making some decisions on what he wants. I like how they're adding in Lou to the story because in the original, he only showed up one time, and this is a different version, so I think it's pretty cool that he's being added here and there. Moving along to Carlton, it looks like throughout the season, we will see some moments of him being in rehab, and that is where he will meet his new love interest. And I think her name is pronounced Amira. In the next scene, we hear Aunt Viv tell Amira that relationships during the early stages of sobriety aren't recommended. Aunt Viv at first must be thinking Carlton's going to be doing great, and then sees that he has a new girlfriend, and she starts to worry because she doesn't want anything to disrupt what he's working on. There is a quick scene of him looking at some liquor, so hopefully he stays on the right path. Also, hopefully Carlton's new love interest wants the best for him and for him to do better, and not to be the one that brings him back to his old self. In addition, he's going to have to convince Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv that he can do better, and that may be a tough one for him to do, but he will get through it. This scene right here, I'm not too sure what's going on, but we see Will, Carlton, and a new character who will be played by Vic Mensa, whose name is Quentin. Is he someone they met at the country club, or is he tied to the street racing that they'll be doing in this season? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Next up is Hilary and Jazz. In a trailer, I hear who I think is Ivy saying summer is the season of change and it's time to level up. Hilary this season is having a little more success from what she mentioned from the previous trailer, but when it comes to her love life, that's something that she's going to need to work on. We see her on the jet with LaMarcus, and she tells him that she doesn't want their fairy tale to end. I wonder if this is them coming back from their trip that they went on at the end of season 2. They must have had a good time, and she just wants to treasure their time together for a little while. Then in another scene, we see a party going on, and Jazz is walking in with a new woman. Shout out to him, but we all know that's not going to last long at all. In the same scene, she told him to move on because she definitely has, and it moves along to another scene of the two of them kissing. No, Hilary, you haven't moved on, so how you gonna tell him to move on? It's gonna be some type of struggle there about who she wants to be with. I do think Hilary might have gotten proposed to by LaMarcus because she has a ring on her finger when Jazz is in the hospital. But it could be a ring that she bought and is wearing. Ashley in the trailer is around her friend. If I remember correctly, her name is Olivia. Olivia tells Ashley that her family is like perfection. Ashley's response was, "Something looking the part is more important than what's really going on." That is true. Her brother's situation, her parents having a rocky relationship, and more. We'll see what Ashley goes through this season, whether it has to deal with her or her family. One of the things that was mentioned from the synopsis was that Ashley's views on romance will start to blossom. Maybe she's looking at those around her and trying to figure out her own views on romance. If that is what she's doing, even those around her are still trying to figure things out. When it comes to Aunt Viv and Uncle Phil, first off, we see Aunt Viv gets an award that must be art related, and Uncle Phil is at a party with his family. I don't know if it's to celebrate Aunt Viv or a case that he did a good job on. Whatever it is, there's stuff beyond the celebration that they need to work on. At the mansion, there seems to be a protest. From some of the new pictures that are out, we see Dule Hill's character Omar talking to Fred. From what I remember, Fred is the police chief, and I think he was running for DA, so it may be tied to what Fred's doing. Or some case that Uncle Phil picked up that the people are not liking at all. I don't know if this is tied to Jeffrey, but there are people jumping over a fence, destroying some property, or they're protesters trying to send a message. Whatever it's tied to, Uncle Phil just can't catch a break. When it comes to Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv's marriage, we hear Uncle Phil say somehow it's still wrong. Then they show Erica Baker and Aunt Viv says cause none of it feels real. I'm guessing they're trying to spend more time together, try out different activities as a couple, and it just doesn't feel authentic. They may have to rethink how they're approaching their relationship, whatever they have going on. I hope they're able to fix it towards the end of the season. Jeffrey in season 3 will be trying to handle the situation of who is trying to contact him. Jeffrey's son will be returning. He's the one we see running with Will and Carlton. But one of the things that many fans were excited to see was the original Jeffrey return, who was played by Joseph Marcel. Shout out to him. We hear him say there's always going to be a price. That's on them. I wonder if he's talking to Jeffrey about what he'll have to do to make the situation better, or maybe that's directed towards Uncle Phil. That may be tied to the protesting and damage that we saw in the trailer. Either way, Jeffrey may have to revisit his past and try to stop what's going on. The new season seems like it's going to be intense. Everyone has something going on and everyone has something to work on. I can't wait to see how they handle all the characters, situations, and how they all will change. But I am interested to hear y'all thoughts on the trailer. Comment below, what did you notice from the trailer and what are you most excited to see from the new season?